Hi, this is Christopher Bruza. Welcome back to part 3 of the Accuracy International AX barrel change and load workup. In the last video, we looked at the data from me going to the range shooting different powder charges, all with the same cartridge overall length. We analyzed the data using graphs and determined a segment we wanted to focus in on, and we thought that's where we were finding an anti-node at the end of the barrel, and we wanted to look at that and test that out in finer detail. So looking at the data from the previous session, I decided to focus in at 39.4 grains of powder. I think there's certainly a node somewhere in that 39.2 to 39.6 area, and I want to confirm that 39.4 is the center. With the methods I'm using for reloading, I'm not the best shot on earth. I determined that doing 0.1 grain increments is useless. I'm probably not good enough a shot to see that change in a group size, nor are my loading techniques necessarily set up to be ultra precision. I get good enough precision for what I do. So I went to the range to shoot 3 different powder charges, 5 rounds each. 39.2, 39.4, and 39.6. That was all with the bullet being seated at the same depth, and I believe it was 15 thousandths off the lance. So that's a fairly safe place to work up your loads. You're going to adjust that to improve your accuracy a bit, and this barrel still has less than 100 rounds on it, so it's probably going to change certainly the accuracy, and the standard deviation is going to improve. Right now the standard deviation on just about all the loads I'm shooting is right around like 8 to 11 feet per second, and I use a RCBS Chargemaster. I don't have a fancy scale. I do trickle all my loads to the same number on the scale. It was probably not the best scale. So with the last barrel, I was, at the middle of the barrel's life, I was probably getting about 6 to 8 feet per second standard deviation. So I'm not too concerned about it, but it is something I'm going to pay attention to going forward. I have a match coming up in May, the middle of May. So I'm going to go hit the range again, practice, knock the dust off. And one of the things I'm certainly going to be looking at is for that standard deviation number to go down. I'm not going to do a lot of shooting on paper for that. I'm certainly going to be confirming 0, and I will be paying attention to group size and may need to adjust the seating depth or something like that. So we went to the range, shot those 3 different powder charges. That is to confirm that the velocity does not change too much between so you can have error in your loading, not that you want to, or not that you try to, but if something is off or the temperature is different, who knows what, it gives me confidence to know that if my powder charge is slightly off, that I'm going to still be getting roughly the same velocity, which is why we graphed velocity and looked at it. The other thing I did was we shot 3 different seating depths to see what happened to group size. 15 thousandths off, 10 thousandths off, and 5 thousandths off. all with the same powder charge. And I usually end up around 10 thousandths off. So that's why I centered around that. And if I don't get good results, I'm going to look on the backside, maybe 20 thousandths off, who knows. But generally these burger hybrids are not too sensitive to that, so I don't know. So I went to the range and shot a new target. These are our powder test charges. And then we have variations in cartridge, overall length, and this was a sighter. The sighter was 10 shots, and I shot that before shooting the other stuff. One, primarily just to warm my barrel up a bit and knock any corrosion, oxidization, anything that built up between the last range trip. And I chronographed all those, and they were dead in line with the other data, which is encouraging. Group's okay. Came in, oh, it's not good. 1.02 MOA, which, okay, fine. It's not anything to brag about, but the first 10 shots out of the rifle for the day. I usually dry fire before I shoot at the range. I didn't this time, so I don't know, whatever. That's not really taken into the analysis. It just kind of backs up the velocity numbers we got on our powder charge test. So looking at those, for 39.2, we had an average of 29.52. For 39.4, we had an average of 39.46. And 39.6, we had an average of 29.57. Those are all, I mean, that's decent. It's more than roughly you'd want to see it within 8-10 feet per second. And 39.2, 39.4 are much closer than to 39.6. Before looking at that data, looking at group size and stuff, I had a hunch I was going to end up at 39.5. And I probably would have until I looked at the data. Just looking at group size, and I have no idea why. But so we're seeing a smaller spread there, so we're going to take that into consideration. The other thing is we shot different cartridge overall lengths, and the numbers on the target represent my actual measurement, not subtracting the 1.003 inches for the Hornady gauge. So shooting those, we saw the group sizes go from 0.83 MOA down to 0.76 MOA, which I would call 3/4 MOA, which is about the max we want for a precision rifle. This will improve. I'll probably do an update video when I get to like 300-400 rounds on this barrel. That will improve. But it's about typical of what I see around this shot count. So the 5 thou off the land shot the best, and it progressively got better as the bullet got closer to the land. And I don't know if that has a lot to do on the chambering, the chambering job, how concentric the chamber is to the bore, and I don't really care, but this barrel shoots good 5 thou off the land. My last one was not too picky, and I generally loaded about 10 to 15 thou off the land. So there's a difference. And my previous barrel, the powder charge I ended up with was 39.3. So with this barrel, I'm 0.1 grain higher. And if you look at the the graph data, it basically mirrors what we were seeing previously. And it just goes to confirm that those numbers are good. So I'll update you. I'll certainly be at a higher round count at the match. I'll probably do a after action report along with match footage. So I appreciate you watching. Please like, subscribe, share. It really helps. And between this video and the last, we passed 100 subscribers, which gets me an official relationship with YouTube, which I really appreciate. So thank you for subscribing. And until next time, enjoy.